A very warm welcome to all the new subscribers and lots of love and regards, as always, to all the existing ones. I hope everyone is doing well. This is going to be a mind, heart, and action space reading for the Masculine Twin Flame Collective for the month of December 2019. But before I get to the reading, I quickly want to share two updates. The first update is that we are in the month of December, the last month of the year, and as always, every year in the month of December, I end up offering a holiday discount on the twin flame readings. So if you opt for a career reading, all career readings are being offered at the moment between now up until Christmas at a 50% discount. While I have for all the twin flame readings, the main readings, I have put one standard price, which is 55 US dollars. So whether you go in for a detailed masculine reading or a detailed twin flame reading or a mind, heart, and action space reading, all three readings are individually priced at $55. So it's my way of always expressing gratitude in the last month of the year to anyone that's guided to connect with me. So make the most of the offer. And I also feel very nostalgic because, with the onset of 2020, it'll be the third year when I'm stepping into the role of a twin flame reader and successfully guiding so many clients. It really makes me very emotional and also very happy. And I want to thank every person who has been with me for the past 2.5 to 3 years now, and always come back with your gracious comments, with your trust, with your kind updates. It really means a lot to me, so thank you very much. And I truly hope that the new year brings some positive energies in everyone's lives. The second important thing that I want to mention is that I hope the full moon energies have been treating you well, because for me the last few days have been extremely heavy. Now, the main thing that I want to put across, especially to a lot of the feminine twins out there, is that because of the full moon energies and the upcoming eclipse, this is the last eclipse of 2019, and please don't be surprised if your energies suddenly drop or you feel a lot of rage or anger coming up, because if you happen to be especially a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or if you are a highly sensitive and an intuitive person, then you are most likely going to be impacted a lot because of these energies. And also the fact that because the divine feminine energies had been suppressed for so long, and now that we are coming into our true power, it is not surprising at all that the all the suppressed anger and the suppressed emotions, and if you were not used to putting your foot down in the past, and all the lifetimes of hurts that we have sort of experienced in different lives, and not just this life, it's all coming up on the surface. So you might find yourself getting angry, agitated, or having outbursts, emotional outbursts, getting cranky, and finding it extremely frustrating. Perhaps you might be a very calm and a patient person, but you don't know how to channel your anger or your emotions. So there is nothing to worry about, because this is all a result of the deep healing that we're all going through. And ultimately, it's just bringing us into our true power. So please don't be fearful. And it is very important that at least in the next 15 days, the last few days of December, we make a conscious effort to either meditate daily, even if it's as low as 5 minutes a day, or trying to cut cords with people who have hurt us, or constantly making effort to basically try and keep our energies clean, clear, and balanced. And each person has a different way of doing it. So please adopt something that brings you peace and keeps you in a calm state. That's very important. And having said that, I want to start the reading with three messages coming from your twin's higher self for you at the moment. So, what are the three messages? The first message coming from the masculine twin's higher self, and please remember, guys, this is a general reading and not specific to your situation. So, in case it does not resonate, it's perfectly fine, all right? The first message coming from your twin's higher self is to stop focusing your energy on the past events because life is too precious to waste. We create our own reality by what we think, dream, and imagine. The second message coming across from the masculine twin's higher self is that I am already with you. Believe this because there truly is no separation. You have been trying way too hard, and there is a need to drop the control to see results. And finally, the third message is emotions are a natural part of life, but being overly emotional can block or distort our perception and cloud our vision. It is therefore very important and timely to now let go of the resentment and all the hurt in your heart if you need clarity on your path ahead. So, these are the three important messages from the masculine twin flame collective as such. But when it comes to the overall energies for the masculine twin flame collective, there is a very dominant earth and fire energy that's present here. Although, of course, your twin could belong to any zodiac sign, but in this reading, we have the emperor and the devil, and they represent the earth and fire energies. The first thing that I'm seeing here is that the outcome for feminine twins is going to be extremely rewarding. And that's because one thing which is crystal clear is the fact that whether your twin connects with you now or after 5 months, they are getting straight down to business. And that is offering you a solid commitment, a new beginning, and no more running and chasing. One of the reasons why your twin hasn't contacted, or one of the reasons why your connection or contact has not yet manifested in 3D, is primarily because the challenges that the masculine twin flame collective have been dealing with in the last few years are way too hard to break away from in a flash. And it's like dealing with one hell of traumatic and very bold changes which they did not have the courage to break free from. So it's one thing to be able to break away from a bad habit, like okay, you drink too much coffee, and maybe the next day you can say, okay, instead of 3 cups I'll just have 1 cup in a day, and then it's sorted. But someone who's dealt with some extreme struggles and very dense energies, you cannot expect those kind of challenges and negative traits or habits to break away in one day. It's a very dedicated task that sometimes takes years to work on, right? So the first thing that I'm seeing is that this group of masculine twins for which I'm reading has clearly had a very troublesome relationship with their family. And when I say family, it could be your the person's parents. However, it's coming across as a very controlling mother for some reason. So there is certainly a masculine twin out there who has had a very rough and a disturbing relationship with the mother, or parents who are extremely dominating and they are extremely manipulative in some way. This, or the fact that a tough childhood without the proper love and care or the support from the parents led your twin to becoming someone extremely closed off to emotions, and also someone who began rationalizing everything. So if there is a battle between the mind and the heart, or if even if they feel something that the heart is saying, but it's always being practical and thinking logically, and thinking from a place of ego that comes naturally to them, as opposed to thinking from the heart space. Now this person, your masculine, is someone with an extremely dominant masculine energy. Perhaps they are dominant, but when it comes to their connection with you, all the dominance and all the ego and the control, it fizzles out and it turns into fear and panic and insecurity, and them freaking out and ultimately running away rather than being that bold masculine self and taking actions. In other words, they close themselves off because in their whole life they have not really had a chance to receive love, to give love, or to be loved in the real sense. The second challenge that I feel for the masculine twin flame collective is that they have dealt with some very serious psychological or mental health issues, and their coping mechanism was to resort to obviously unhealthy addictions, right? This could translate in different ways, but the aspect of mental health and you know some sort of a mental illness, that is also prevalent. And finally, the third challenge, which is equally horrible or equally mind boggling, is the fact that their own inner fears and insecurities around love, and the fact that a lot of the masculine twins have attached themselves purposely to a very, very toxic karmic partner. And in some cases, this karmic partner might be using spell work or some sort of a black magic ritual to keep them tied to them, or, their extreme disability to basically cut off from their karmic connections, which makes it extremely difficult for them to cut the toxic elements out of their life. And these three challenges are extremely painful, at the same time very hard to break away from. And therefore, the only way in which the masculine twins find themselves easy to express themselves is through physical intimacy. Now, whether it is the inner child hurt or some aspect related to mental health or codependency, or a toxic karmic partner that's trying to emotionally manipulate them or physically manipulate them, whatever you want to call it, these factors are really, really huge, and they certainly cannot be healed or set free in one day, right? And if a person has never dealt with these kind of shadow aspects in their whole life, or they have kept brushing these things under the rug, then it becomes really tough for that person to come in contact with these extremely fearful changes or transformations when they are in contact with their divine feminine, and when this process of ascension basically starts. And having said that, what I'm seeing is that in the mind space of the masculine twins at this moment, due to the full moon energies and also the upcoming eclipse, the masculine twins are learning to confront their shadow self and come into a place of trusting that their feminine and their own feelings of love are in fact true. There is also a lot of passion and desire that I feel, which the masculine twins have for their feminine, and a lot of healing that's going on at the moment in their throat and the heart chakras, respectively. In their heart space, the masculine twins have been overcoming their addictions and trying very hard to come into a more authentic self. Now, a majority of the masculine twins here are doing a pretty, are in a very stable and a solid situation, I would say, when it comes to the financial part. A majority of them are doing very well financially and are very well respected in their jobs. Many of the masculine twins could be handling some really important profiles like surgeons, doctors, lawyers, bureaucrats, or financial advisors in really senior and very powerful roles in their career. But what has happened is that up until now, they have a very strong outward presence, which is more like a facade, because deep inside, they did not feel all that strong and confident, right? People saw them as powerful, dominant personalities, but actually, it's just a facade for them. Now, at the moment, the focus is not just the outward power, but a need to feel powerful and stable from within. And that's what they're working on. And therefore, in the action space, for the very first time, I have a card which is in reverse, because in the last 2.5 years, all the readings that I've done, I've never done reversals. Okay, there's no specific reason for it, but I just don't do it. But today in this reading, the card just flipped out and it was a reverse. And the good thing is that It's a flirt card which is in reverse. And therefore, I get a very strong sense that the divine masculines have crossed that stage of being childish or immature, wherein they are only interested in some meaningless flirting, running and chasing, or one night stands. Because what I'm seeing in the action space for a lot of feminine twins is a very solid offer, a stable offer, and a commitment without any hidden agendas that is coming your way, and that has been a result of the hard work that both the twins have been doing. The masculine twins are still confronting or dealing with a lot of grief and pain being away from their feminine twins, because they also find it extremely difficult being away from you. However, their way of dealing with things and expressing themselves is very different. But things are certainly looking up, and the loving offers and love are certainly coming in for a lot of the feminine twins. So, my only request or suggestion would be to stop worrying excessively that, it's taken a lot of time. I would say it's good if things have taken time, because the masculine twins have no intention of fooling around anymore. They feel that it's okay, let it take 2 months extra or 6 months extra, but now when they are back, it has to be a full and final commitment once and for all, and doing things right. And I think that's wonderful. So, if you want to see results in your life, the best way is to get busy your own selves. And all I can say is that it's never one person's fault. Both the twins are equally responsible for their healing. And it's not our headache that when and how the union happens. As long as you're doing your best, you can certainly expect some wonderful results coming your way. And remember that hard work in any field will always pay off, right? So, on that positive note, I end the Mind, Heart, and Action Space reading for your Divine Masculine twins. I hope it has helped someone out there. I want everyone to stay positive, to look after your health, to look after your emotional and physical well being, and do your best to stay uplifted at all times and allow the uncomfortable feelings to surface. Don't hold them back, don't resist them. And perhaps doing that paper writing and burning ritual would be really important and helpful at this point in time, wherein every day or every few days you write down all that you wish to release from your life and then burn that paper away, releasing it to the universe and setting your intention that you're really willing to start a brand new life for yourself, right? So, on that note, take care, guys. I'll come back with another message and make the most of the holiday discount. I send everyone a lot of love and have a great week ahead. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.